Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Put in the Book Show, Season 3, Episode 19. And it is the episode that we finally get to say baseball is back, baby. Yeah! Kidding me? Waiting months for this thing. Let's go. Let's go.
Excitable boy.
I'm actually a little numb to it. My real excitement will come the day they play.
Listen, poop in the milk.
Wow, that kind of just, wow, you got him. Sorry, you kind of brought the mood down real quick on that.
Oh, well.
What was up?
Me?
We're all excited. You got,
COVID-19 brought the mood down.
COVID-19 ain't got shit to do with it. Enjoy it. Here we go. We're going to get baseball, bud. We're going to get baseball again. We're going to get polar bears and squirrels and
all kinds of animals.
All kinds of things running around.
Who cares?
What
I'm just kidding, dude. What? You kidding me?
Wow.
Buffalo. We also have a Buffalo to field.
I will mute you.
I hope
mute you right now.
Cespedes comes back with his eyebrows. I'll be like,
who is this?
Cespedes comes back with his eyebrows.
There you go.
Cespedes at the plate. There it goes.
Home run. The left eyebrow looks especially buff today.
and he falls down between second and third. What's this?
He only hit that with half an eyebrow. And got a
He's
double.
hurt his ankle.
Yes,
He's hurt his hamstring. His whole left side is hurt. To match his whole right side.
They're gonna make a new documentary about Cespedes. It's gonna be called "Boars in the Outfield."
Okay, sort of a dog joke, but good. Works.
Let's go. But I still don't know Cespedes' health report.
Listen, don't worry. I'm telling you, he's fine. Start talking about coffee.
Okay, so
wait, hold on. We've done all this. I have not introduced the person yet. I'm Steve. Got Rodriguez there to my left.
Hey,
Keith Laris right down beneath me, and a tardy producer Joe will be here in just a little bit. He's a very busy man. He's a very important guy, and he's just like all over the place right now. So we will get to it. First, Barbara, Mom, welcome. Play ball, damn it. You damn right. Play ball, damn it.
Watch your language in front of your mama.
Hey,
come on.
She said it first. It's okay, right?
Whatever. Baseball.
Hey,
he's gonna be Drupal on today. He's gonna be droopy, little droopy dog.
Hey,
I mean, like, who really wants to play baseball now?
Hey, Keith, pretend you're right here with me, and I'm gonna push you. Ready? Laris, you didn't move. Wow.
It was my defense. It was like my Captain America shield.
Oh my god.
That Captain America shield and Farachi's little pansy push was brought to you by Brooklyn Water.
I was gonna wait. Can I say what I was gonna do? I was gonna do Laris, get the coffee. Go.
All right. It wasn't that funny anyway.
It wasn't funny, but he made it worse by.
No, I made it funny with my Captain America shield. But that Captain America shield and Farachi's Pansy Push was brought to you by Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters.com. From their roastery to your front door. Only the finest beans are chosen in the making of this coffee. Lots of delicious flavors to choose from, such as Jacked Up Cupcake, which is part of the high energy line, 50% more caffeine per cup. And it's also what we like to call our friend Rodriguez over here.
Baby.
Part of the high energy line is my favorite, Cinnabuzz. Then they have several other delicious chocolatey flavors, such as dark roast dark chocolate. It's a rich, chocolatey, delicious treat with how many calories, Farachi?
Zero.
There you go. See, like I have to interrupt his share session. There's also Winter Wonderland. I think there's like a white chocolate in there or something like that. Delicious. I love that one. Morning Wood, another favorite of mine. Drunken Pig. Drunken Pig is a delicious fuse of whiskey and bacon. How can you go wrong? And how many calories in that, Farachi? I forgot.
Zero.
Oh, that's one less than one. Boom!
You are correct about that. You're not wrong.
So all of these delicious treats and more, check them out on www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From the roastery to your front door. And if you order today and you act now, we should have changed the code, but we didn't. But stay home, all capital letters. You get your third bag free after you purchase two.
Applies.
Well, which still applies, yeah, especially in Florida.
Stupid people. Tom, Frank, what's up, guys?
Yeah,
I was not referring to you guys.
You're sidetracking me because I want to go off on all the things I've been seeing. But anyway, www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. Check them out today. Guaranteed to ship within 24 hours of its roast date.
Well, thank you very much, Keith. Always a pleasure hearing that come from you.
Was that a hello, goodbye in some kind of African language with the
no, it's not African. It's something else, and I'm not going to get into that on the air.
Sucks.
We can talk about Brian Hom afterwards.
We will talk about Brian Hom because we talk about baseball, and we talk about baseball. We talk about the Phillies, filthies, and we talk about Brian Hom sucking.
Brian Hom sucks.
Boom!
Did they release
baseball?
Did they release the 2020 schedule yet? Not yet, right?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Tom, it's going to be soon, but we'll yes. Cheers to baseball being back. Tom, not yet, but we'll discuss about how it's going to look. And in just a little bit. Frank, what's up? Timmy, what's up, buddy? Maureen says, "Where's the slacker Mulvihill again?" I'm telling you, he's late. He'll be here.
TNT Tabala.
You know what he's doing. What are you asking for? He's having a beer.
Having a beer. All right. Here's what we're gonna do to start this bad boy out. I'm not sure if everybody out there that's watching has seen this video today, but it is an amazing video. You see what I did there? It's a Mets video. It's amazing.
Wow, you're a genius.
I'm just like throwing them out there, picking them up and putting them down. That's how I roll. That's how things go with
the brain
when baseball is back. I'm like a little kid in Christmas. Like, oh, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming.
Somebody's droopy though. Somebody's droopy today.
Oh,
Joe! Hey! Baseball's back and Joe's back.
Joe is back, baby.
Baseball.
Hey, Tom Cornet, what's up, buddy? Tom, yeah. So it's 40. It's 40 versus your inner division teams. Then there's 6 against your interleague rival. So for us, it would be the Yankees, the Skanks. So that takes you to 46, and then the other 14 games are going to be some variation of teams in the vicinity. So we want the Orioles. If we can sign that up, let's get the Orioles for 6 or 9.
Give me as the Mike Trout of radio says, Baltimore.
Baltimore. All right, so let me get this banner out of the way, and we're going to play this amazing video that has given me more and more goosebumps every single time I've watched it. So let's get that. Keith is being a real jerk today.
It's the A-Rod and J-Lo video, isn't it?
No. It's a really amazing video. Check it out.
It is. Here we go, guys. Let's watch together. Let's go, Mets.
Dear baseball, for most of us, you've been there from the beginning. One of our first loves.
This is love. I mean, I can't say anything else. This is love.
Where our memories are rooted.
Back where we have so many memories.
Playing ball in the street to dreaming of catching the final out in Game 7. Every summer night, just waited for something special to happen. When we saw you last, it was historic. You've been gone for a while. We keep thinking about the good times and look forward to writing what makes us love you so much.
Everybody's sitting very quietly in the New York Mets dugout.
When the 100-1 underdog New York Mets to have a rally, it gets into going in the 8th.
A comeback story.
The Never Say Die Mets finish the season on an incredible note.
Sometimes the moment is bigger than the game we love.
We never put our hands between our legs, and we always fought. It's the greatest feat in the world. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe.
Our bond is to always believe. The next great moment. And for a better tomorrow.
Those of us who are fortunate to get much views in order to help others.
And we never give up. This is why we're here.
Hey, baseball, it's good to see you again. And I know if you could talk, you would say to the greatest fans in the world, we missed you. It'll be a bit different. But for now, let's play ball.
They'll be amazing, amazing, amazing.
Was I the only one hearing
cut
an
off?
overlay of a second song going on there?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to put in the private chat mute your mics, but anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear another song on there.
Yeah, it's because the mics are on. It was kind of reverbing a little bit, but it sounded good anyway. I mean, that video is amazing. I get goosebumps watching that video.
What a video!
Yeah, it's the
it's good
one thing the Mets do is put together a good hype video. Now, if they could put a good hype season together, it would be even better.
Tim says dirty propaganda. So just watching that video, like you said, the Mets do a great job, packaging certain videos together. That really encompassed everything, bringing the Jackie Robinson thing in, bringing the nurse thing in with the COVID stuff, baseball, you've been gone. Casey's in there, just like Piazza, everybody, David Wright saying this is love. It's, it's amazing.
Fans like they ought to be.
Yes. So just for a second, we issued a joint statement. The Mets issued a joint statement along with the Yankees. And I'll say it properly just for this statement. And I'm going to reverse because they have the Yankees first. But the statement says the Mets and the Yankees have been in touch with Governor Cuomo's office today and will work with the New York State Health Department on a continuing basis to coordinate the return of the players from Florida to train in New York next week. Our two teams, as well as the state health commissioner, will work under Major League Baseball's protocols and guidelines. We are all excited to bring baseball back to New York. Thank you, Governor Cuomo. We've spent all this, and welcome again to Producer Joe. We've spent all these weeks, 10 episodes or more on what's going on. Oh, the players just came back with something to do. Then the owners said, nope, we've got to do it this way. And in the meantime, all that they were really doing, there was already an agreement in place in March, but what they've been doing the whole time is figuring out what the agreement really meant from March, how to interpret it all. Okay, so let's go. Been a fan, Bobby Plummer. Been a fan since 1964, baby. First year,
right?
Shea.
Oh, that was first year, Shea. You're right.
Yes. Rodriguez, you're on mute.
That's the average one.
Bobby's been. If we feel we have heartache, Bobby's been through it.
He's been through the ringer. Yeah. He went through.
Fan.
He went through 4 really crappy seasons and 1 amazing season.
And did you see Alyssa Rose's Twitter?
Yeah, the wine.
Yeah.
She's excited.
With the wine, yeah.
It's great.
So good.
She said,
All right.
She's excited.
Let's
definitely excited.
The perfect woman. Pretty close.
Can't get better. Can't get much better. All right. So you have the guys battling back and forth. It went to 80 games, 114. 20% of the salary, 102% of the salary, and all this stuff. So here's what it ultimately means. So here's a list of the things that are going on. Do you guys want to go one by one? You want me to just read them down and then we'll discuss it all at once?
No, let's go one by one.
All right. So the first deal is
one by one. Yeah.
Spring training's coming up on July 1st, which is 1 week away, guys. 1 week away for spring training 2.0.
Can't believe it.
Teams are going to open up with a 30-man roster. Then after 2 weeks, it drops down to 28. And then another 4 weeks will go by and it'll drop down to 26. So that's really to, get momentum with healthy players and whatnot. And, for us, guys like Jed Lowry and Yoenis Cespedes and whoever else that are often injured to get healthy because something's going to happen in spring training, right? Right, with one of these guys, is Jed even is he in a wheelchair or something? What's going on? But
I don't know what the deal is with either of them. I mean, what's their health report? I mean, we'll find out as in the coming days. But it's just
it's been you think after all this time every baseball player is healthy unless they've had off-season surgery. but that's not the case. All right, so that's the first one. What do we think about that, Rodriguez?
What do I think about what?
the 30-man, then going to 28, then to 26.
I don't see why it needs to go down. I think it should stay at 30. I mean, you start the season off. It's only 60 games. Let them play. I mean, it gives the manager a lot more flexibility. It'll keep all the players healthier because you have a lot of subs. You don't have to play that much. You don't have to run off the bat. I mean, everyone should be playing at 150% if that's even possible, because it's a race to 60. You know, it's the first guys to get to a good 45-15 record, they win the division. So it's coming. So they got to be ready. I think it's going to be us. I'm hoping it's going to be us, because if we think of it like we're a second half team, which we kind of always been, this is the second half. This is when we go crazy. Last year, I think we were like the second or third best second half team in all of baseball, right?
As long as we see, we have the ultimate advantage now over every other team in baseball, because we don't have to play a game in June. June is not our month. We don't have to do it.
Month. That is
bad month. So hopefully that'll bypass us.
I think I think it's a good thing. I don't see why they have to go down, because they're actually gonna. There's another rule that you're probably gonna bring up is that they're gonna have like rotating people down in the minors or something, or real close or something. So they're gonna have a lot of plenty of people. So I don't see why, but I'm glad. I've been saying all along the roster should be expanded to like 25 to 30. So
and to your point, Rodriguez, it'll help prevent a lot of that travel. People from the outside the club circle, where they're trying to contain or quarantine certain players or all players. It'll keep that circle a little tighter by having those people in reserve. Yeah.
Start the season off, keep them together. I mean, control the environment.
Control what we can control. Yep. The trade deadline. I don't think we have to talk too much about this, but the trade deadline moves back to the original trade deadline of August 31st that we've always known up until last year. I mean, that is what it is. So really, they're going to have a month and a half to evaluate players that they want to potentially trade for and whatnot. In order to be eligible for the postseason, a player must be added to the major league roster by September 15th. As Cornet say, that's how it's called a taxi squad, and they'll be close. So they'll have in total like 60 guys in total that they can choose from. Here's one thing. So this is the line. Teams will be permitted to carry up to 3 taxi squad players on the road during the season. Though if a team carries such 3 players, one must be a catcher, which I would assume that's that kind of goes without saying that if you wanted to bring an extra guy, one might be a catcher just in case of emergency. Joe's back.
Yeah, no, StreamYard problem. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're good. And I lost my train of thought on that last one, but will come back to me. There will be a 10-day injured list for both pitchers and hitters, and then the 60-day injured list (IL) will be reduced to 45 days. I mean, usually guys get moved to the 60-day to make roster space or whatnot, and for somebody to be on a 60-day DL now, that just means you're done for the season.
There's a 10-day IL for the virus. This is remember last year. Well, 2 years ago it was 10, and I think they moved it to 15. But I think they also have a 10-day IL for the virus.
No, it's actually that's unlimited. There will be a separate injured list for players who either test positive or have symptoms confirmed exposure to COVID-19. And for that list, there is no maximum or minimum days. So I would assume it's at least 14 days, right? I
thought I saw 10 on something when I looked it up earlier. My mistake.
All right. Any major injury is season done anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're out 6 weeks, short of getting hurt the first couple of games, your season's done.
Pretty much. Your name is Jane.
Frank said Jed will not see the time of day. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't see the field this year, where more and more players are needed due to the circumstances, then he might as well just be done.
Contract is up anyway. It's a 2-year contract, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. So it becomes a 1 year and 2 month contract. Bobby met Tom Seaver. That must have been great.
Oh, that must have been amazing.
Hey,
let's
look, someone wants to talk about the man on second.
Yeah, that's my mom. Yeah. So here we go. This is the one that I haven't seen much reaction outside of this group here. But so during extra inning games in the regular season only, and only for this year, each half inning will begin with a runner on second base, and with Rodriguez and I were talking about it earlier, and Keith, and I wondered who that person was going to be to go to second base. Was it the leadoff guy? If Alonso's leading off, I don't want him going to second base. But it turns out it's the guy who made the last out from.
Batted out. It's softball in the majors.
Right. Or like Tom said, what I said earlier today, it's Little League T-ball, kiddie ball rule. It's stupid. And there's got to be better options. I think it's the dumbest freaking thing. Just about every other change, whether I agree or don't agree, I see the value to the game. I think this removes value to the game. Automatic man a second. Well, what if you hit it and it goes short to the pitcher? Can you yell cheap and you get another shot? Like, street corner ball?
You guys are so dramatic.
No, I don't think as a pitcher, if you're pitching freaking 9 innings, and then you want to go out for the 10th because you got that game tied and you can do it. You're like the DeGrom or something like that.
What pitcher's going out for the 10th inning? First of all, when was the last time a pitcher came out and pitched the 10th inning?
That's true. Matt Harvey tried.
Al White. Hernandez.
Listen, I just don't think you don't give a team second base in the major leagues. That's a rule that I don't like.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna like it. I played with it in softball. It sucked in softball, and it sucks in the majors.
You know what they should do also? If you got a slow runner, you just have a fast runner stand right there, and if he gets a hit, the fast runner runs, and the slow runner can just stand at the plate.
Here's the
dramatic. Not dramatic. It's equally stupid. If
no,
that
okay, you know what? You know what?
That's how the man on second.
That's a great point. No. Hold on. Keith, that's a great point. So the last out from the last inning starts at second. Can you pinch run for him? Put your Ricky Henderson out there. Then you could play small ball, 2 batters, and bring the run home.
You can use a pinch runner.
That's pretty weak.
You can use a pinch runner.
That's dumb. It's just a dumb rule.
So what do you do? I mean, it's like it's just a softball rule. That's ridiculous that that's in baseball. At least that one. That's just a dumb one.
Yeah, you guys should have brought out
bunts, man on third. Now you got a man on third with 2 outs remaining, and all you need is a fly ball, and you win.
And so does the other team. It's not like it's all balanced.
You both have equal opportunity for a stupid ass win.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And by the way, all 3 of you will be snoring by then anyway.
Oh, you have to try to bring something up.
I'm just saying.
You trying to be like a tough guy or something?
No.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you'll be snoring by then.
What are you talking about?
Crazy.
What are you talking about? I want to see Sugar come in at the end, man.
Oh no. First of all, okay, hold on.
Get down.
Edwin Diaz cannot pitch in the extra innings with this rule. He cannot do it.
Coming at you, baby. Diaz all day. Azúcar. Yeah.
All right. So that's the rule through for just the regular season. That doesn't happen in the playoffs.
DH. Talk about the DH.
Yeah, DH. That was kind of up in the air because the agreement was based on the March thing. Joe's gone again. So universal DH. So the DH comes to the National League. I think we've all talked about this. I think we're all for it now. Yes. Okay. Keith. Yes. What's wrong with Keith? Somebody glued his mouth shut?
I don't know.
All right. So that's all good. There's going to be COVID testing every other day. Some other health precautions, such as team personnel and players not likely to participate in the game. For example, the next day's starting pitcher will be sitting in the stands or another area designated by the club, at least 6 feet apart. Non-playing personnel will wear masks in the dugout and bullpen at all times. No spitting, no chewing tobacco. You can chew gum. No celebratory contact, no high fives, fist bumps, hugs, none of that stuff.
Robot ball.
No, no slaps on the rear end, Keith. Players will be paid a full prorated portion of the 2020 salary based on games played, which will equal approximately 37% of the full season. Now, here's something that I might have heard it, but I didn't remember anything about it. But from the March agreement, there were some players got paid out a chunk of their salary in a one time, like a lump sum. So the discussion this morning on one of the podcasts I was listening to, I think it was ESPN, the MLB Tonight podcast. They're saying that some of the players that make less money might just opt not to play this year because they might just get like $25,000 for the rest of the season because they've already got. So somebody who got paid $600,000, maybe they got a lump sum of $575, and now they're owed 25, and that
the rookies are getting screwed. The young guys that are making the least amount of money are losing out. But hey, that's the breaks. If you are dumb enough to say I'm not going to play for $25,000, that's going to stick in the organization's mind. That's going to stick in everybody's mind, all the way up the ladder, all the way down the ladder, and you just become persona non grata. At the end of the day, you're like the third guy getting called.
Yep.
I mean, that's just human nature, whether it's fair, right, wrong, whatever. I mean, that's what's going to happen. So, if you're a young guy, whatever opportunity they let you in, if they let you in the door as a garbage man, pick up a couple of baseballs every now and again, yeah, go in there, kid, and stay in there.
Just do it.
This is their chance to make the big money. So it's a 60-game season. You're trying to make a name for yourself. You want that big contract somewhere down the line before you retire. Well, guess what? 60 games, you can go balls to the wall. You can make a name for yourself. You can get that contract. So why would you lose the opportunity? Not only lose the opportunity to prove what you can do, but to what Rodriguez was saying, make yourself look like a dumbass for not even playing at all.
Yeah.
Listen, if you know you suck, stay home. Maybe we'll cleanse baseball a little bit like that. But if you know you're good, get out there and make your name known.
Good advice and insulting them at the same time.
There you go.
I thought it was Joe's turn. What happened to Joe?
I don't know what's going on with Joe.
I think he's eating, and he
Joe's
goes
away,
eats a couple of spoonfuls, comes back, just sits there.
It must be his internet. His internet must be acting up.
The internet. All right, let's catch up on some of the comments here. It's a goofy short season. It's the time to try all this goofy stuff. My mom says, Steve, get ready for more questions from me. I've been trying to explain to my mom how the wild card works since it started. And every time I try a different angle, she's like, don't even bother. Pat says, resolve the tie with a home run contest. And that's Justin Turner's idea. I remember him saying that. Frank says, Cano, yeah, that's worse, right? Home run contest at the end of the game. Cano can DH for all 60 games. I'm all for that. But there he goes again. I'm gonna say that we'll probably have Cano DHing and Cespedes DHing. Those are the two options. There's no need for anybody else to DH. Do you guys agree? Disagree with me?
100%. That's my lineup every day. Is it a righty? Is it a lefty? Is
yes.
It or is it Cespedes? That's it.
Because I don't. Well, I guess the only thing that Cespedes was doing at the time of when spring training was running. That's all we heard, right? Remember, Keith? That was like a running joke. Oh, he ran today. He ran a little further tomorrow.
You can play in the outfield a little bit.
I still have no faith he's going to play.
But like in a
he didn't start it off as the half spring training there was.
Yeah, my issue with Cespedes in a 60-game season is I want him healthy for all 60 games. So if we need to give him a couple days off during the week or do the DH and Cano too, those two guys.
DH is perfect.
Yes, those guys in like as the season is ending and we're in a battle for first place with 3 other teams potentially. Those guys being healthy and smoking the ball. Just imagine that they've had all this time. I just hope that Cespedes does the right thing, behaves himself, and is ready for baseball.
You're assuming he's going to play. I don't assume that. I assume he's not.
I'm assuming he's playing. I'm assuming that he's going to play.
That's sad. I kept getting bounced out because of, ironically, technical difficulties. I come back in, and I don't even know who you guys are talking about, Jed Lowry or Cespedes. But, I mean, honestly, I would love to see him light it up, and maybe we can move him by the August 31st deadline.
Move him after the World Championship.
Well, I say for Cespedes, we're not going to get anything for him. I don't
Why
think
would you give anything for that guy?
Yeah, so
unless he can hit 20 home runs again in this short season, at least.
But then you're only at that point, the season ends September 27th or so. I mean, at that point, they're only getting them for 25 games, and then obviously that team you would hope be smart enough that they're headed towards the postseason.
If he's healthy, he's not going anywhere. He'll carry the team.
Yeah, and then Rodriguez says you've said in on past shows that maybe we can re-sign him if we have a DH moving forward, which sounds like we will. But I'm good with Cespedes just playing all the way through if he's going to do that. And I just hope our manager is not like Callaway and said, "Oh, his name is Cespedes, so he must play. His name is Cano, so he must play." In a 60-game season, whoever's hot, you got to play.
Play your best. Agree.
That's it. Everybody got to play 100%.
Yeah.
Race to 60. You got to come out like an animal.
The other thing that used to drive me crazy with Callaway is somebody will be hot. They'll be ripping it. They'll be batting 500 over the last 7 games. Let's sit him down today because Mr. Joe Schmo, no offense, Joe, who was batting 200 over his last 70 games, should get a chance to play too. Callaway used to do crap like that all the time, man.
Not to be negative, but I saw somebody post today on Twitter that the 20 fastest 60-game starts the Mets have ever had. And we don't have a real good track record of fast starts. We were 60 games.
Not to be negative, but
we were talking about the. Actually, was it before? I don't remember. We blended because we started talking right before the show. I think it was before the show. Rodriguez said something along. Was it along those same lines?
No, I was talking about how good a second half team we are.
Oh yeah. So
Right.
So exactly. And then I said at some point, we have the advantage because we don't have to play any game in June. June is not our month. I don't want to hear about it. It started July.
Good point. But will this half a season be like our second half or our first half? That's the question.
Got to look at it as the second half to have any hope.
Okay. It's uncharted territory. These guys have never come in with a 60-game stretch. So we don't know what their mindset's going to be. I think they'll play like the second half because the first half, I think that, we got a long season. Not that they mail it in, but their urgency may not be there. And then the second half, there's this real sense of urgency because it's coming down to the wire. So we're starting coming down to the wire. So I think we're going to be that second half team.
Oh, not droopy anymore, huh?
See? You got to balance it out a little bit.
That's better.
I don't want baseball.
I want baseball. All right. The comments are continuing. Just go through them real quick. Tom says we need Alonso to have a 20 to 25 game streak like Piazza had back in the day. Go 17-5 and wrap that baby up.
That would be amazing.
Nobody bringing. Tom says nobody bringing a gimpy Cespedes into their clubhouse.
I got news for you, Tom. We might not either. I don't even know if he's playing.
We'll see. We'll see, man.
Spring training, he can even run.
No, that's all he could do.
No, they stopped
all
him.
he was doing was running.
Oh, they did stop him? I don't remember that. All right. Bobby says, I love the polar bear. We love him too. Tom says, Steve's entirely right. You're the best, Tom. No, we all agreed on it. If
I thought he was talking about Rodriguez.
if it works, play him. If he isn't right, he will sit. That's all. I mean, we all agreed on that. That's what we want. Plumber said, "Oh, nice, a little polar bear action, baby."
I'm sitting in my chair.
Hey, pick your head up a little bit, or can you roll back a little bit?
Tuck your head into your
There it is.
All right.
It's the polar key.
Oh, come on. We're having. Oh, you're a real poop in the milk today. We were having fun with that.
It's a baseball.
You don't really love
baseball.
Bobby says I was happy when Callaway was not there anymore. Pat Cespedes will play the last 15 games of the season. Tom, that's the question. Joe, is it the beginning or the end? For the season. And then Bobby says we got big bats in Cespedes, Polar Bear, and JD.
Don't forget JD.
JD's gonna be a beast this year, right, Rodriguez?
Yes, JD. I mean, JD hit a home run every 18 at bats or something like that last year. I mean, wow.
300 years. His 300 now.
Who hit a home run every 18 at bats? JD?
Just about, I think 18.1, something like that. At bats, he hit a home run.
When he was in the lineup, he raked.
Yeah.
And that's without the garbage cans banging. All right, so going around baseball a little bit, there was a lot of talk about how the Astros were getting away with murder here because COVID came up conveniently, and nobody was talking about how they were cheating, and they were going to get away the whole season if they didn't play, not getting beaned. And now slowly but surely the memes are coming up with here's how the Astros are going to go to bat with bubble wrap all over them. You got the Red Sox. They had some ramifications there in the cheating stuff. We were impacted by it because we hired a manager, then we had to fire a manager.
Cheater.
Now the Yankees. Now the Yankees are in it, and this now could become a much bigger story if as we get into baseball.
Who's in it? Who did you say?
It was the Skanks. So if all this thing, and I'm not following this very closely, but if all this thing with the letter and unsealing it and whatnot comes to fruition, and that becomes an issue, now you got an in-season, big drama-filled Skanky Stadium.
Just don't let Steve Harvey unseal the letter.
That's good. That was good.
Good one.
But what is this whole secret unsealing the letter? How come everybody else's business has been thrown out there, but there's this letter that needs to be unsealed?
The Yankees are
who sealed it?
Untouchables?
It doesn't make sense to me. It sounds like some kind of Inspector Gadget 007.
It's the #1 team in all of baseball, merchandise-wise, right? So they control all the shots.
Yeah.
Oh, we have World Series odds. The odds for the World Series just came out. World Series champions. Let's see where we are. This is a horrible website.
What are you talking about? The World Series.
The Vegas odds just came out on World Series favorites. So the Yankees and the Dodgers are co-favorites at 7-2. Followed by Houston at 11-1, the Braves at 15-1, and Minnesota 15-1.
Tom blew up your spot.
The Braves.
Oh, great job, Tom! I couldn't find it on here. It's a really crappy website. It's
15-1.
I'll take it.
Bleacher Report.
We're gonna go Doc to Mookie. Let's do it.
It doesn't even give you the whole list. Click here for a complete list, and there's no list. Losers. I hate this website. Why do I even look at it? All right, so 16-1 for the Mets. So the Twins are ahead of the Mets there. Braves at 15-1. So it sounds up like what Tom is saying. We're sixth in odds, 7-2 for the Dodgers and the Yankees, and then I rattled off three other teams there.
Nationals dropped all the way down, huh?
Houston at 11. Yeah, well, they lost their best hitter. They lost 2 years in a row. They've lost their best hitter.
Yeah, I mean, they still have.
Yeah, they won a World Series.
Well, without Bryce.
Right.
Bryce brought a what? Come on, Bryce brought a ring back to
They
DC.
still have that kid in the outfield. I mean, that kid's.
Yeah, he's real damn good. But when you lose somebody like Rendon, that's
Yeah.
that's a lot. Tom says next. Yes, Tom says next big game the Twins win will be the first since Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett was a good ball player. Kirby Puckett was about this tall and hit the ball, 450 feet.
What happened to him? I mean, what was it that happened to him? Because the last time I remember,
he had eye surgery and he lost
he got an eye like that.
vision. Yeah.
No, I think he got hit in the face with a pitch. I think that's what happened. I might be wrong, but I'm
Tom knows. Tell us, Tom, what happened to Kirby Puckett?
Tom definitely knows. Phil's have no pitching. Oh, so this is another thing that I wanted to get to. That there, I think I read that certain players who are going to decide not to play have until I forget when there's a deadline. And, the first thing that came to my mind was Zach Wheeler, because Zach Wheeler had already been talking how he really didn't want to go play. His wife is pregnant, whatnot. But then you're also going to have these guys who are at higher risk for whatever reason, and any type of an issue that they've had, health concerns, whatnot. So you're gonna have these players that are gonna say, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. And so what do you guys think about that? Like the Phillies just spent a shit ton of money on Zach Wheeler, way overpaid for him, and now, yeah, we're gonna play baseball, but our big off-season target ain't gonna play.
If he doesn't get paid, then you don't play. You don't get paid. If you're okay with that, don't play. That's fine. I mean, that's his choice. Honestly, it's a really hard choice anyway because of the way things are. We don't, we're having a lot of problems containing it, and it's going to be a while for the vaccine or for anything to really be happening with this. So he's scared, and he's got a pregnant wife that he wants to take care of. I understand that. That's normal. I mean, I'm glad he's off the team then because he's a wuss. But anyway,
I was waiting for that.
That's okay. That's fair. You just don't get paid, wuss bag. No, that's okay.
Did he really say that though? Because I haven't seen that.
Who, Zach Wheeler?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, it wasn't recent. It was maybe when we first started hearing about potentially baseball coming back, and he was one of the first, if not the first, that said, I don't think I'll play."
Yeah, he was. I remember that.
Wow.
And
better for us, dude.
Yeah.
So and just taking a step back, Kirby Puckett just randomly woke up one year during spring training with blindness in one of his eyes.
And he died.
It wasn't. He got hit. Yeah.
Hemorrhage, right? A brain hemorrhage.
Yeah.
So maybe he had a stroke. That's really sad. I mean, if he would have played another 3-4 years, he would have probably ended up
in the Hall of Fame.
Well, his Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. No, he would have ended up with close to 3,000 hits potentially.
I mean, he's got all the Twins' big records. I think him and like Ken Herbeck and whatnot. All right, Bobby brings up a good point that we can discuss real quick. How the owners are going to make money. So
television.
So I mean, ratings are going to be sky high.
Ratings. Yeah.
Right, Joe. Exactly right. So you got that. It's not going to be enough for them to make the money that they're used to making, obviously, because especially teams that are consistently selling out are not going to have that that revenue in the stadium. So, but Mark Cuban's, I think, said it perfectly that everybody's losing money right now. There's nobody, except for the rarity, there's nobody that's out there making tons of money during COVID. And he said every sports team is going to lose money. So that if an owner says we're going to lose money, too bad. Everybody's going to lose money. Why would we alienate the fans over money? That's coming from Mark Cuban, a billionaire 4 times over.
How much money you think these guys make over? I mean, they make a ton of money over. So they can afford to lose $100 million. I mean, come on.
There's also long-term effects, right? So if they don't play this year, it will damage them for next year. Yeah, so there's long-term effects too. So they may not be making money or making the money they want to if they do come into a profit area, but the potential loss forward would be worse if they don't play this year. And that's the truth. You know, a lot of players, a lot of fans are on the line fans, and they'll just ditch the game. That's lower ratings, lower commercial revenue, lower attendance.
Tim says next year, $25 sodas, $20 pretzels. Beers will be bought with blood.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, they got to make it up, buddy.
It's already that way. I mean, listen, if I go to a game, I expect to spend at least like over $100
Mad Max
on myself. And that's usually low ball.
Yeah. That's without buying yourself any swag.
Swaggy.
I don't buy swag anymore. I just don't.
I don't even care.
Can't afford it.
I just bought this on online. Showed you guys yesterday.
That is sweet.
Oh, that's nice.
It was brand. I don't know. The guy who was selling it on eBay. I'm not gonna say who it was, but they were selling like 55 of them. So I'm wondering if he just worked there and he's selling them brand new.
And he took a box home.
And he just took a box home. Fell off the truck. And then the other new addition, Mr. Cygram.
There's a really bad glare on that. Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
Nice.
$14. Can't go wrong on that at all.
No, that's okay. That's good stuff.
All right. So now that I showed you guys my new toys, Tim says I take my kid to Mickey D's across the stadium before every game, fill him up, just buy soda inside. That's a great plan, by the way. Love it.
What is plan?
Yeah. So Keith, you were talking about how it could damage the game, and you think back to the last strike. That was '94. It took 4 years and steroids to bring the majority of the fans back. The fans that are like us will watch no matter what. It'll take a lot for us to just stop watching because we're fed up with the players, the owners, right?
They still have sort of a little black eye on them, a little smudge at least, because it took them a while to get this thing done. I mean, they could have been the first. They could have been out there and been the first ones out there and tried to make this a positive experience instead of turning into who's got the biggest balls. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, until at the end of the day, the players really had no say, so they had to play anyway. So it just turned into, a kind of bad advertising, in a way. But hopefully it doesn't damage it too much. But I'm still annoyed at them for a minute.
Yeah, a little bit. The Players Association, I think, ought to be done with Tony Clark. That they were already suffering from the 2016 agreement that they made, and now Tony Clark is like to your point, Rodriguez. We had talked about baseball owning the stage, owning the country, coming back in a pandemic. We talked about July 4th. Boom, we're coming back. And then the NBA announces July 31st they're gonna start. So now it's like even more important, I thought, for baseball to get its shit together and get going, because then you now at least have a month on the stage, right? And where everybody's going to be watching baseball. Everybody's going to watch baseball because that's your only choice.
We could have had that. And
now it's only going to be 2 weeks, or no less. July 24th, 1 month from today is a potential opening day. It's either 23rd or 24th, and now we'll have a week to ourselves, and then regular season baseball has to go against playoff basketball. So huge.
That's of no consequence to me personally. I'm not a basketball fan at all. Used to be. The Knicks ruined it for me. Now I just can't stand the game at all. But there's a lot of basketball fans out there, and playoff basketball is exciting. Like when the big three were down here in Miami, I actually watched it. I enjoyed it, but then they were gone, and I haven't watched much since.
Yeah,
I'm not a basketball fan at all. So for me, it's of no consequence. I'll check the highlights for the games and be watching Mets baseball and any other baseball game that's on if it's our day off.
Yeah. Tim Cornet, thanks. Tim says, I know I'm late, but runner on second is dumb. You are joining the overall group of people in that category. 80 games would have been ideal, Tom. Yes.
Not him. Tell Timmy that you agree with it.
I don't agree with it. I just believe. Hold on. I believe that it's okay to do it this year because number one, you're playing these games in this much space, so the extra inning games are gonna just push that even further. That's one. Number two, they don't have to be on the field as long. Number three, people don't watch extra innings. Ratings go like this, extra innings a little bit and down. They stop.
The ratings went down 8%.
Nobody's watching 5-hour games anymore.
The ratings went down 8%, but there's not even that many extra inning games, dude. It's just a stupid rule.
So then what's the big deal?
If you played with it, it's a stupid rule.
Well, Keith never played with it, and he thinks stupid.
An extra stupid rule like that just further delegitimizes whoever wins the title this year. That's just going to be one more asterisk next to the name.
But why? If everybody, hold on. No, I don't agree with that at all because this is just regular season. Not going to happen in the playoffs, and everybody has the same rule. It's not like the Mets.
Didn't we cover this in the first 15 minutes of the show? And we heard all your nonsense points already, Farachi.
If you don't remember, Joe wasn't here for 15 minutes. So let us have the conversation.
Okay,
again.
But everybody else was. So when we get off the air, you can call Joe and have it again.
Shut up and mute your mic. Boom. There you go. Stop talking.
Tom makes a good point. If it works, they're going to end up wanting to keep it.
I can just unmute my mic and still tell you to go screw
yourself. Wait, if it works, then why not go with it? If it is successful,
all right. Give me a call when we're done with this segment.
Okay, then I'll just kick him out. It's just me and you, Joe.
I'm here. I just got to do something. I'm not mad. I'm happy.
No, I didn't think we were
mad. Let's talk about Keith. Hang on. Let's talk about Keith.
He's listening. He's just doesn't want
to. He's listening.
all right.
I can boot him out.
He's having a sandwich. Leave him alone. Let him have a sandwich. He gets hangry. Let him have a sandwich.
Snicker.
Oh, he needs a Snicker bar.
He needs a Snicker bar, yeah. No, listen. I hate the rule. I think it's a dumb rule. Joe's got a good point. Joe's got a good point. It's almost like using steroids. You're gonna up the scorings in the game right off the bat. It's so easy to score from second base if you're in the major leagues, dude. You punt the guy over, a fly ball, game's over. You know, earn the guy on second. All I'm saying is, I'm a ball player. If they're giving guy free doubles, that'll piss me off as a pitcher. I don't want playing that game. That's not baseball to me.
You're gonna have him bunt him over, and then you got what? You have a guy at third with one out. It's
because the Mets have never gotten a leadoff double and not scored. There's give and take.
That's the point. The Mets don't do it.
Okay. See, if you would have said that, okay. If you would have said that from the beginning, just like that, I get it.
That's my number two reason.
Okay, I get it now.
I hate it. It's a stupid rule. I played with it. It sucks. The second rule is we're not good at that. Why do you want to bring a rule that's gonna hurt us?
You see, now you're making sense. Now I can get on board.
All right. Just how to explain it to you, right? Just
okay. But Joe, I made one rule. Edwin Diaz cannot pitch in extra innings for us.
Oh man.
At all.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Diaz. No.
Oh, and then the other thing is that if I'm gonna drive you crazy now, because if the guy on second base scores, it does not count as an earned run against the pitcher.
You know what? Throw Familia out there. He's used to having a leadoff runner on second.
Hey, Familia's in phenomenal shape. He's ready.
You know what?
He's gonna throw it.
Familia's looking buff.
Instead of 6.
Familia's looking caught up and buff.
Yeah. But he's right. He's used to a guy on second base. He's our guy. All right, let's keep him then. That's why you keep the guy.
That's true. Okay, so he's used to pitching in those conditions, so that's all right. That's okay.
He's trying to suck up to the pitchers by telling them, no, it's okay if we put a guy in second. It's not going to count against you. So you're not going to lose money in a contract and all that good stuff. You're just trying to suck butt. Cut it out.
Yeah, it'll count as if it was an error. It'll be an honor.
Oh, please. It's a stupid, silly little league rule. It should not be in Major League Baseball.
Agree.
Tim says Little League nonsense. Lady P says round 1, fight. Tom says Steve speaks wisdom. Tim says next will be a home run derby, decide extra innings. That was actually brought up a little earlier, Tim, in the comments. Justin Turner wanted to do that. And then Tom says, hate to tell you guys, but in travel ball, the next extra inning is second and third. Brace yourself for the future. He's a jerk. Max is joined. What's up, buddy?
I want to take a leak.
Get ready for robot umpires.
I'm in for robot umpires. I'm in for
Of course you are.
Wait. Okay, so is there also a Mets, just a strictly Mets reason that you're against the robot umpires?
Yeah, I'm against the reason because I'm a pitcher. And you make it a robot umpire, I have to be perfect. I don't get that little extra notch at the end that the umpire may mistake for a strike.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
The Greg Maddux black. That's the extra
Greg,
inch.
Tom Glavine while he was in Atlanta. That much.
That was that Marlins guy, right? That Marlins pitcher in a World Series, Levon Hernandez. He was like this much off. He was like way off the plate. But no, as a pitcher, I don't want to robot umpire as a pitcher. You know, why? I like that's baseball to me. You try to get that corner, you try to get that guy to swing because he thinks it's a strike, and it's not. You know, and if the robot umpire always calls it not a strike, once in a while you get a ball, you get a crappy umpire to call it a strike. It puts the fear of God in his head, and he knows, hey, I'm gonna have to swing at this.
But I feel like on the Mets standpoint, I feel like we've been screwed by more bad ball and strike calls than the opposite way. Cornet again calling me out. Diaz in 2019 had an ERA of 1.29 in extra innings. Look at
what was his overall ERA? And,
wow.
And yeah, let's see what his ERA is.
Wait. So that means if he had that ERA in extra innings, that means his 8th and 9th inning ERA was like 12.2.
Yeah, it must have been in the 8s.
He gave up.
He had a bad year, man. Let's go. Let it go. He'll be all right. We need him. I'll put it this way. I'm being optimistic because we really need that guy. Familia ain't cutting it for me anymore. We need Diaz to be the Diaz that came from Seattle.
Who has a better year this year, Diaz or Familia?
Familia.
I hope Diaz. I hope Diaz, because if it's Familia, I mean, it could still be Diaz. It could be 1 and 2. I don't care. But
everyone feels their team gets screwed more than others.
Yeah, Farachi.
Yeah, everybody except Yankee fans.
His 9th inning ERA 7.40.
There you go.
There's the problem. See, but there's the problem. So he'll fix that. You better fix that shit. So I'm saying, better fix it.
How many saves? Diaz had what, 24, 25 saves last year?
41.
Get the hell out of here.
41 saves this year, Diaz.
If he had 41 saves last year, we would have made the playoffs.
41.
All right, let's get to one of our other sponsors here. We don't have a Mets moment of the week, but Ants in the Sugar, brought to you by Sterling's Paradise. Serving the most authentic Haitian food in South Florida. I had some today. It was phenomenal. They are located at 360 South State Road 7 in Margate, down here in South Florida. They have griot and fried turkey, many other options. They do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And for the lunch special, it's Mondays and Thursdays, tasso turkey and griot for $9. Can't beat that, right?
No, you can't.
It's a phenomenal deal.
Come on.
All right, so head on over to Sterling's Paradise. Just had some of the griot today, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Hit the spot, right on. Excellent job there in Sterling's Paradise. All right, so this was the show that we've all been waiting for, and we get through it.
Ryan Hum sucks.
Who said that?
True.
It does.
True story.
Oh my God, so bad. Lady P, we gotta make a trip over there, guys. Gotta have it in the book.
We'll do a put in the books party there.
We should.
Yeah.
Baseball's back.
Nah, it's more of a soccer place, right?
But that we need to turn in stuff into a baseball place. All right, so
No, don't mess with their soccer. So,
now
It's right next to the DR, so the baseball is very close to them at all times.
yeah, right over the mountains.
excellent.
All right, so now next week we can finally get back to we had episodes planned for you guys. We had all sorts of content planned for you guys, and we just couldn't get there. But now, starting next week, we can talk about players. We can talk about stats. We can talk about standings. We can talk about. I wish Stone Cold what was in the background. What we could have standings. What we can have stats. What we.
You want us to do what? I'm not doing it.
Whatever. You're just not cooperative.
You got men on second. What?
What?
I can only imagine what this is going to look like.
And now Keith's Fakata of the Week.
Oh, so we're gonna Fakata Farachi and the man on second. You guys are together, and you guys are.
You just Wakata'd me?
I did. You know why? Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because you can't accept the fact that you're wrong. Nobody agrees with you. So all you gotta do is poke the bee's nest, and then call everybody else out for being right.
What?
So you're wrong.
Wait, hold on.
Man is second. No, I'm not done. You're wrong. The man is. I'm not done. You're wrong.
Is there a right or wrong here?
Oh, we muted him. Look at that.
Fakata Farachi.
Wakata Farachi.
Oh.
You know what? Not even man on second. I love the man on second rule more than I love Farachi right now.
Aw.
Oh.
I wish I had a
hurt feelings.
Give me a tissue. No, I don't like the idea of it, but it's happening. It's fine. It's not gonna deter me from.
You're being stubborn. You don't like it, and you don't want to say it because we don't like it.
I
what it
literally
is.
said it.
The pride thing.
I haven't heard you say it.
Joe, I literally just said I don't like it, but I'm going to roll with it. Nothing's going to deter me from watching it and enjoying the game. I don't care if there's a man on second or whatnot. It just means that I can go to sleep a little earlier.
So you need to go to sleep earlier?
Well, you guys.
It's not going to deter any of us from watching the game.
It's not.
You know what? I think I speak for the majority of us by saying that, you know what, we're already going through adjustments for this shortened season. And it already looks like, I may have missed this, I apologize, but it already looks like they're going to take this opportunity to finally weasel the DH rule into the NL.
Yep.
And I just don't want them making any tweaks like saying, oh, you know what, the runner on second in extra innings worked out well. We're going to do that next year too.
But that's got to be a vote, with the players and the owners. So if the players are for it and the owners are for it, what are we gonna do?
We're fans. It's our game.
But are we gonna? No, you have no vote. You have no say in this, Rodriguez.
I just did. I said it.
No, you know what would be better? Just put a tie column. Wins, losses, and ties.
Hey, it's hard. Boom.
Same thing.
All right,
just
make it happen.
I know you like it, Farachi.
It's all fair amongst everybody, right?
I know you like it.
So okay, so what would you guys do? I don't have an answer. What would you guys do to stop these 5, 6, 7 hour games that go into extra innings that nobody's watching?
Nothing. I would do nothing to change them. That's
And it's
baseball.
not 5.
That's baseball.
We have more people watching this than watch extra inning games.
Listen, dude. It doesn't
It's
matter
not
what
that
you say.
often of occurrence. I mean, you're
It's
making
not
it sound like
Exactly. So why are you guys crying about it? If it's not that often,
nobody's
who cares
crying.
either way?
You're calling it crying because we don't agree with you, and you get upset.
You just
because
talk about me because I don't agree with you.
Just messing
Well
with you.
deserved.
So am I.
You're poking the bee's nest because nobody's agreeing with you and you're upset. So you're
When
crying
you're a
by
murder
calling
hornet,
us names.
when you're a murder hornet like I am, I can poke the bee's nest.
You know
Whatever
what?
happened to
Tom's
the
right.
murder
You know
hornets?
what?
We just skipped that
Tom's
chapter.
right, man. Comparatively, that's a lot less of a bad idea than ties. Ties is a much, much worse idea.
No, it's terrible.
Absolutely.
Ties is terrible.
Yeah.
I get it in
Ties is
football.
worse.
I
Yeah.
get it in football, but in baseball, come on, no
No
way.
ties. What's
Football,
the
there are
difference?
ties. Football, they don't go to 17 overtimes. Hockey, there's ties.
No.
But I don't want ties. Don't get me. Don't start twisting my words around. See, Faraci wants to. Oh, there'd be
Oh,
ties.
so
in baseball.
Barach wants ties.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is.
Is that what it
It goes
is?
up on the
That's
website.
your
Faraci
troll?
wants ties in baseball.
That's
But
your troll, Faraci? All right, click this for YouTube. Faraci wants ties in baseball. Spread it out, people.
like all the other sports have a way to not make a game last 5-6 hours. So I mean, not to us because
Have an attention span.
I've watched 20 inning games. The Cardinals and the Mets on a Saturday, or the Marlins and the Mets on a Saturday. It was either the Marlins or the Cardinals. Sorry, LaDonna, for mixing up the Marlins and the Cardinals. But I watched 20 innings of baseball and I loved it. But
and you want the game to end in a tie too, right?
No, what?
What is that? I heard that.
Somebody said to somebody about something.
I heard it from somebody, some guy, somebody just told me that you want the games to end in a tie.
Little birdie.
Ultimate goal. Right, Joe?
Oh, and then Bobby says add 1 or 2 rain delays into that.
Then don't watch the game.
Oh, what we could do is eliminate rain delays. All you got to do is use no rain. No rain's allowed during the game.
Or build domes.
There you go.
Don't get dramatic with the no rains. We can shoot at it, right?
Yes. No. We just tell it. Listen,
Don't
rain. There's a game going on here. You're being rude and considerate, like Faraci. So
Rodriguez, that's a phenomenal idea. The little umbrella hats.
And they make them team hats. They have little team hats.
Right.
Make them hard for a
Scotch guard the ball.
Yeah. Back in the 90s, Mets and Cards, 19 innings. I remember that.
What was it, 21 in the game with the Braves, was it?
It was a set that was that crazy game in like 85 where it was into like 3 a.m. and then the Mets were up by a run, and then the douche pitcher from the Braves hits a home run, pinch hit home run from the pitcher. And they did a fireworks
I would
show.
almost rather, if the game's too long, you pick it up the next day or the next available off day.
But
I would rather that.
That can't happen this year.
How good?
Well, this year you can't, of course. It's a little different this year.
Yeah.
But
What
generally
about-
speaking, go forward.
What about all those games that we played in '86? Those extra inning games. How great would they have been with just starting off with your last batted out on second? Not
Fine. I don't know. We'll have to see. Watch us not play any extra inning games. This will have zero impact on the match.
And it's all moved. Yeah.
And we went back and forth and everything. Tim says on rainy days they can play wiffle ball in school gyms. I would love it.
There you go.
Let's play some. Hey guys, we should get together for some wiffle ball.
Or they could see who has the better tarp slide, and they pick 3 players from each team. Whoever that has the better tarp slide wins the game.
Robin Ventura.
But there's got to be man on second. They need to slide around him.
Well, he did the Mike Piazza thing.
Yeah, he put that mustache on. Yeah, he did the head first slide. I know.
All right, I think we're good to go for today. I think we've got all that stuff out of the way.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I removed my Fakata from you, Faraci. I'm sorry.
Aw.
Oh.
I heart you, Mr. Faraci.
Not of course.
Still fuck with how the rule though. And I
right.
fuck with anyone who likes that rule. But you said you didn't.
I think me and Steve need to step out for a minute. Let them have some alone time.
Tom, we appreciate it. Guys, come back so we can close out the show. Tom says, great show. We appreciate that. I really want to play some wiffle ball, guys. Tim got me in
It's been a long time.
Hey, I got a stickball bat. We could play some stickball.
Damn, we used to. I'm down to play stickball. Did you guys use stuff newspaper in your wiffle ball bat?
Yep.
Tape it up.
Yeah.
I used to
on my team.
Duct tape.
Duct tape and newspaper.
I got a 6-foot bat downstairs in the garage.
Let's
buy a ball.
Things get a little bit better. Let's do it. I'm down. We used to wet the newspaper and then shove it into the wiffle ball.
Give it weight. And the best was being in the outfield trying to catch a wiffle ball.
And that's a bat.
It was a fly screwball to left.
I'll never forget. I was just about to say, my mom just said we used to play. Me and my brother used to play wiffle ball on Avenue M in Brooklyn between 85th and 86th, and we used to have the no parking sign was the strike zone. So when you hear the pop of the aluminum of that, you know it was a strike. But I'll never, forget first time playing wiffle ball and wondering how the hell is it moving around so much when it's getting pitched to me, and I don't know how to do the damn thing. So I had to, figure out the grips and slider and curve and whatnot, and all that good stuff. But wiffle ball is just amazing. When I first moved down here, I had to have my sisters shipped wiffle balls and bats down because I couldn't find them anywhere down here.
Wow,
they were nowhere to be found.
No Amazon, or that was before Amazon?
This was 99. Late 99. Moved September 99. All right, fellas. I think this was a fantastic show. We got a lot of stuff out of the way. Next week, we can start talking about
real baseball.
As Joe's been saying, week after week, we'll talk about. You know what we didn't talk about today? The ownership situation. Next week.
Yeah, well.
Come on.
Actually, just get it out of the way. A-Rod, A-Royd, and J-Lo are trying to bring in more investors. Looks like they're being pretty successful at it. And who knows?
Vitamin water guy.
Yes.
Yeah, that Repole. He looks like a.
They're bringing in a lot of cash.
Yeah.
Just everybody, just bring the money. Just because, listen, we're gonna need it now next year. We need an owner who's not losing money this year to pay players next year. Because
sign JG.
Stroman's going to be a free agent. We only have him for another 60 games plus our playoff run plus the World Series. So I want this man re-signed.
Yeah, man.
6.8 ERA.
It's a terrible year, right?
All right, Rodriguez, anything to close out the show?
Baseball's back. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be enjoying it. We're going to have much, much better summer now. Everyone stay safe. Wear your mask. Please wear your mask. Stay safe.
Joey.
Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. And we're about to get the payoff for this long, painful spring. We're about to get some baseball.
1 week from today, 7-1 is when it all starts. 2020, the road to the Mets championship, baby. Woo! Boom.
It's coming, guys. We've been waiting a long time for this. Baseball is now back. We get to talk about real stuff now. But the important part is do not
believe the hype.
This whole thing is all over. With the COVID stuff. Continue to social distance, like Rodriguez was saying. Stay safe. Wear your mask. It's getting worse down here in Florida, and so now it's safer to have spring training up in Queens and the Bronx. So think about that for a little bit.
Yeah, think about that.
Yeah.
The states that this is completely flipped. And actually, if you want to go from Florida to New York or Florida to Jersey or Florida to Connecticut, you got to quarantine for 14 days now because we stuck in Florida.
Correct.
Yes. All right.
How the roles have changed.
Right? It's complete role reverse. All right, guys.
And real quick, check Amazon for wiffle ball bats. They got tons of sets out there.
Ooh, sets of balls. Yeah. I'm not sure if what they decided, but either tonight, following the show in a few minutes, the Wrestling the Just Too Sweet show will come on. I saw some stuff in the chat. Might move to later on in the week. Tomorrow is Thursday, and Keith is gone. Tomorrow's Thursday, the third episode of Empire 161, which is the new Yankee show on the Cinesports Talk radio network. They've got some stuff to talk about, I'm sure. Friday, it'll be Jader and Kyle. And then, like I said, I think Rodriguez, you're going to be the first guest on the Yankee show, I heard.
Oh!
Why would I go on a Yankee show?
Welcome
what
back.
just happened. My connection just went.
Why would I go on a
I
Yankee?
don't know.
Come on.
All right. That'll do it, folks. We'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out.
Let's go, Matt. See? Agua.